Hi there, welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see you. Some new faces and familiar ones as well. This is great. Hello, Ben. Hello, Mike. Jennifer. We'll be starting in about a minute here. Hello, everyone. We're going to get started here. My name is Deb Neely. I'm president of Sloan's Lake Citizens Group, and thank you all for coming this evening. It's good to see all of you. We have tonight, we have a presentation by Lorraine Eloriaga of the Colorado Dragon Boat Festival, who's going to fill us in on some details that we should know. And Linda Brunn will share results of neighborhood surveys on the city's Unlocking Housing Choices plan. We're going to have a report from Alessandra Dominguez of Council District 1, Amanda Sandoval's office. And then we have lots of updates to share with you. So I think we're going to start with Lorraine Eloriaga. Lorraine is a Denver-born community leader. She's deeply involved in the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, and Filipino communities. She serves as the secretary for the Philippine American Society of Colorado, PASCO, an organization she has actively supported since childhood. Her current role, she operates as the program manager for the Colorado organization, where she focuses on connecting the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities with the broader public. As a Colorado native who grew up enjoying Sloan's Lake Park, it's incredibly important to her to see the Colorado Dragon Boat Festival remain at Sloan's Lake for many years to come. She values the relationship with the surrounding community and appreciates the opportunity to continue these conversations together.
Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for having me. As Deb mentioned, I am Lorraine Eloriaga. I am the program manager for Colorado Dragon Boat. As many of you know, and if you're new joining the community, this is our 26th annual festival taking place here at Sloan's Lake. So we've been around a long, long time. Super excited. The festival this year, and you're going to go to the next slide. The festival this year will take place the last weekend of August 29th and 30th. As Deb mentioned, we are the premier organization to connect the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities to greater Colorado community, and we love calling Sloan's Lake home. So if we go to the next slide.
Okay.
So we have everything to offer. If you've never been to the Colorado Dragon Boat Festival, I highly encourage you to walk on down to the park and spend the weekend with us. It is 2 days filled with so much more than just dragon boat racing. Yes, we do have about 40 teams who compete. Our teams here in Colorado, they blow the competition out of the water. I really am not joking about this. They are starting to get invitations internationally, and they're being, we had more people on Team USA from Colorado on the Team USA team last year when they went to Worlds happens every other year. So that is a testament to the training that we have here in Colorado and our teams and the dedication that they have to the sport, and also to the culture and the culture behind the sports. I'm really proud to say that we have one of the only festivals that really truly focuses on the culture behind the sport. So not only do we have over 40 teams, we do have an area called Dragonland that's centered on families and education and engagement with the community. We also have close to 100 vendors at this point in the marketplace. We have 38 food offerings, so please come home. We have 3 stages and over 60 performances over the course of the 2 days. If you want to go to the net, and that's actually a picture of the eye dotting ceremony. We do have monks that come from the Great Dharma Chan monastery. They come and help do what's called the eye dotting ceremony. The eye dotting ceremony opens up the spirit of the dragon and awakens the dragon and blesses the festival. And that happens on Saturday morning starting at 9. We do have a parade of the dragon where it goes through the marketplace and the entire festival. And these are just other pictures that you can see of the performances as well as our marketplace. And there really is something for everybody to do. I always joke, come for the races, stay for the, or come to the races and go shop our marketplace. A lot of the marketplace people are a lot of local small businesses. We do focus on Asian owned or BIPOC owned or other marginalized communities, but you'll see everything out there, even from like Champion Windows or one of our sponsors, so like windows as well. I believe we'll have Bellwether Weather. So if you're looking for services for your home, we also have that because they're sponsored. So that we'll have things like that. And really it's just a weekend full of fun. We do have activities for the kids, like as in the jetty area, there's a water board. If you're curious to do that. And we also have the Euroventure for the kids. So really, there is honestly something for everyone. I really hope you come out. This year, we did have I don't know if you want to go back one slide. Yeah, so that's our poster for this year. That was designed by a high school. We do have a design contest every year. It starts now for next year. So this year was the year of the fire horse. So you can kind of see a little detail there. There's a little fire horse, kind of squaring up against our dragon there in the middle of the water. But we do have, so if you know of any young, or yourself, if you are a graphic designer, we do have a graphic design contest every year for our poster. And this student just happens to be, she just graduated from high school and will be pursuing a career in graphic design. And she was from Tacoma, Washington. So it's kind of interesting to see how far reaching our design contest is. So you know someone or yourself who wants to join next year, that is open, and we do close that around April. So if you're interested in that, that is something that's happening. So the most important thing, if you want to go forward, you may have seen this letter emailed to you. This happens to do with our road closure. If you're familiar with our festival, you know that we close the roads, we permit the roads and close them for the safety of people coming to the festival from Sheridan to Brain and Byron all the way up to 26. We do not close out 26, but everything, all of those neighborhoods and the alleyways will be closed. If you happen to live in the impacted areas, please email us. You can reach me at info@cdbf.org, as in Colorado Dragon Boat Festival.org. So info@cdbf.org. That email is in this letter. If you live in that impacted area, please reach us. We can give you parking passes. I know there's several residents in the area that they don't have alley access or a garage attached to their home, and it's only street parking. So yeah, they reach out to us every year. I personally drop these passes off to your house. If you don't get to us before the festival, before the deadline, don't worry. We are there all weekend long. You'll see myself or someone on my team wearing these teal shirts, and we can give you a parking pass or a parking permit for your house if you should need it. But yeah, just reach out to us and we're happy to give that to you. You'll see us out and about in about a couple weeks here on August 15th. So we will hand deliver this letter to all the impacted houses as well. So that way you will have this information if you did not receive it through the email blast that we sent out. Okay, does anybody have any questions as far regarding this letter? Cool, let's move on. And this is actually a map that is on the back side of that letter that really explains where the road closures are happening. We do only close one side. I think it's, what is that? Zenobia, Yates, and Xavier are closed on one side, and all the others are closed on both sides. We do use both as our bus loop. So to help with the massive amount of people that come to your neighborhood and enjoy the park, enjoy the festival, we do have a continued partnership with the Brewery. So we do a lot of marketing. You'll see Sarah Moore, our executive director. She'll be visiting all of the station, all of the media outlets. Denver 7 happens to be our media sponsor. So you'll see her doing spots on Denver 7 and other places to let the public know, please, please, please park at Auraria campus. They pay to park over there. They hop on a shuttle, which is free, by the way. We pay for that. The festival pays for that service, so that way people can get dropped off right there, right on Byron, go walk right into the park. It's the easiest thing for people to do. And the shuttle runs about every 15 to 20 minutes, depending on traffic. So, and it's a good thing to know this year, we're not going against the Broncos. Last year, you were with us, we went against the Broncos. And that was a little crazy.
Yeah.
But this year, it's a preseason game that's happening the Friday morning setup, so we won't be impacted. Festival won't be impacted by that. So, does anyone have any questions about any of the road closures or anything that I've covered this far? Anyone live in this impacted area? Okay. So please, we'll connect later, and I'll make sure to give you guys your passes. Okay. So, but that's pretty much all I have in regards to the road closure.
So
Yes.
the streets with both sides closed.
Yes.
Pretty much have to park on the other side of 26, correct? Is that what I'm seeing here?
No, if you happen, the only one who is allowed to park on those sides are you guys. So if you live on one of those
Oh, I
streets,
see.
like, we're not going to tow your car. You know, if you have, it's just a handful of people where you're allowed to park in front of, well, you as a resident, this is your name. We're just guests here. So we're not going to prohibit you from obviously parking at house, which is why it's imperative that we give you your parking pass, especially on those streets. If you happen to be on Wolf, our bus has already gone down that route, and he can clear it with cars. The only one that we would never touch, it's really narrow, is it Winona? Yeah, that one. It's super narrow.
Winona, yeah.
Yeah, Winona Port. It's super narrow. We never do anything to go down that route. We do use Brunn as, if you live along grade, we do use that as our main point of egress. So just know that you'll definitely see trucks and the bus going that way. We do allow our performers to drop off throughout the weekend. They're the only ones that have access along Byron to do drop off, but they do use that route to go out Brunn. To long Brunn, you'll see increased traffic just from our performance. So, or emergency vehicles if they need. Yeah, any questions about? Yes. Yes, we do have, I'm glad you brought that up. Just the cars are prohibited to help somehow people still get through. So we are working fairly closely with DE, as well as our public safety team. We're going to put some other signage that's, because it's always said road closed. It doesn't stop people from trying to get through. And if we're not up there, even though we pay for security, pay for DD, have all volunteers roaming around and the perimeter the entire time, every once in a while, someone's going to get through. So we're going to be posting something on 26, but that's usually where it's coming from.
So they're coming in 26, they move the barricades, and then they get stuck and they're like, what do I do? And then they just get stuck in there. Anyway, to prevent that from happening, we're gonna be putting by permit only, and basically just a little bit more stronger wording that it's resident permit only. Because I don't want my racers or my performers saying, oh, I have a permit, I'm allowed to park here. No, you're not, they're not. It's really supposed to be just for the residents to help protect the neighborhood. Because we know access to your homes is very important. So we're working, it's something we're always working on. But yes, people can obviously walk through bikes. If you happen to bring a bike or a scooter, we do ask that you leave that at one of our main entrances. There is a main entrance. If you're coming from the neighborhood, the closest one to you is by the jetty. So there is a bike corral that will ask you to leave your bike or your scooter over there. It is manned by the Boy Scouts. So for a cute little tip, they will watch your bike. They'll give you a little wristband with a number, and it's basically a bike valet. So that way they will watch your bike while you go and enjoy the festival. There is another bike corral along Sheridan coming into the park, but the other one by the jetty is probably from the neighborhood. Yeah.
Can I repeat the question?
Absolutely.
The question was, you're hearing rumors about the end of the Dragon Boat Festival due to the conditions at Sloan's Lake Park. Am I saying that correctly? It has.
I would also be very disappointed. I have been with this organization for the entire 26 years. I grew up with this festival. My kids grew up with this festival. When I started with the festival, I was actually a paddler. So I have been really integral. I've been at every level. And then after 10 years, I was sort of voluntold by the organizers. I became the race director for about a decade. And then after that, about 3 years ago, was when the organization approached me and said, we have this position for you as a program manager. So I really have seen all sides of it. So it would break my heart. And as someone, I grew up in Arvada, Pomona High School. Like I was telling someone earlier, we would hang out at Sloan's Lake on the weekends. You know, I would feed the ducks in the park. It's a staple park for myself and my family. I don't want to see the festival move away from the park. I know, and we are, it's whatever the city can give us. And so the plan is never for us, we will not leave unless we have to. And the only reason we would have to is if the city said it's no longer viable for us to have the festival at Sloan's Lake Park. We would never intentionally just leave it. Part of the issue, as Dev mentioned earlier, is it's sort of the bottom of the lake is rising to me at an exponential rate. I have seen the lake at its deepest when we used to race on it. I remember as a kid, there used to be a point where we used to have a wakeboard competition. I don't know if you guys have been here that long, but there were wakeboard competitions, there were motorboats out on the middle of the lake. You could safely have a motorboat out at Sloan's Lake. We do have you'll see our motorized boat that out on the lake. They do allow us to have that. That is our safety boat. We do have a water official who's watching and making sure that we're being safe. It is, so that's the only reason why you'll see a motorized boat on Sloan's Lake the weekend of the festival. It is for safety reasons. But the plot got damaged last year because the lake was so shallow. We used to be able to have 3, 4, 5, and 6 lanes out. I can now only have 3 lanes. Last year we had 4 lanes. The oar that steers the dragon boat was hitting the bottom of the lake in lane 4. So lane 4 is my deepest part of the lake. So there must be some sort of sandbar or something growing in the middle. I don't know why it's in the middle, not in my lanes 1, 2, and 3, but it's definitely in lane 4. because the boats and the teams were hitting spots. Just to give you a reference, the ore, it probably goes into the lake at most 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet, if they're going all the way. They really have to crank the boat to turn it. And yeah, so my steers people were like, I think we're hitting the bottom of the lake. And I also know from setting up the race course, our anchor lines that hold the buoys are getting shorter. It used to be like 8 to 10 feet, and now I think we're at 3 in some points. So, and that would be the concern, as if the bottom of the lake goes too high, where we could no longer efficiently and safely paddle the boats. So it needs to be a minimum of 3 feet to be safe, you know.
And
Yeah.
the sad part is that sediment isn't going anywhere. And until they start doing more remediation, environmental remediation, we're going to have more and more sediment. Sloan's Lake Citizens Group did approach the mayor with this question, because we all know that the bond was only $5 million, right? That's not going to put really even a dent in all that needs to happen at Sloan's Lake. And the question was, the Colorado Boat Festival is one of Denver's largest cultural celebrations and has called Sloan's Lake home for more than 2 decades. As the city continues to invest in diversity, cultural programming, and community engagement, what steps is it taking to ensure Sloan's Lake remains accessible and available for permitted community events throughout the year? The long-term success of events like the Colorado Dragon Boat Festival depends not only on the lake health, but also on the city's commitment to maintaining the lake as a viable venue for cultural and recreational programming. His answer was, he shares these concerns and that there are ongoing talks about giving more capital to this situation, but that's all he basically said. So I do think it did sound like he's trying to address the problem, which is one problem of many all across the city, right? So we have a chance to talk to the mayor once a month, and I'm going to keep asking about this because it's so important.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay at Sloan's Lake, it's our home. You know, so whatever, you know, we are a chef, like we want to work with the Sloan Lake Group and the Denver. So that when we see Dragon Boat Festival, it's our home. We're like, you know, we're just as much, we're part of it. And it's been here for so long, and it's amazing to see how it's grown over. And we really thank you for embracing our community wholeheartedly. Last year, despite going against the Broncos home opener, we still brought it was between, they estimate between 180,000 to 200,000. In our peak years, like we, in the middle of July, we bring over 200,000 people to the area. So people spending money on small businesses and they're coming to play and bringing revenue to the city here. So, and that's not just that weekend, but when we had practices out here, all the teams loved coming out here and they would go to all the small businesses and support them afterwards. So it's, you know, so, and, you know, currently, due to the health of the lake, we don't have practices, in July and August out of the lake. The city has closed the lake to us, and other permanent events during those months. So we, for the health. That's why you don't see us out here. You don't see the teams. But when we are here, just know for next year, we do open politics every Monday, May and June. So and those were successful. Those were very successful. Maybe next year you guys can come out and play with us on Monday. Cool. So does anyone else have any other questions? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was wonderful. The teams, they're really sad that we have to, our practices are up in Adams County during the months of July and August when we went to the festival, just because they can't be out here. They would so much rather be here. So let's know that.
I want to point out that obviously Lorraine is a program manager and so is Sarah Moa, and they're the only, they do all of this. They do all the work to put this together every year. It's two of them. It's amazing.
Staff of two and quite a few very dedicated volunteers. We're a nonprofit organization, so yeah, if you want to donate, you can go and donate at our page at cdf.org in the corner. But yeah, we really are a true grassroots nonprofit organization by two women.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And you're going to come to our picnic as well
Yes.
next in
month,
August.
I'll bring posters like I did last year, and we'll just do a recap, just make sure there weren't anybody else that needs that parking passes. But yeah, cool.
I love that poster.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That student has some
She did
talent.
great. I'm so impressed. Well, thank you. Yeah. Yes, we enjoy our coffee date at Sloan. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great to
Right.
see you. Thanks for coming. Yes, that's great. And next we have Linda Brunn. She's going to talk to us about survey results from the Unlocking Housing Choices. And for those, does everybody here know what Unlocking Housing Choices is? No, this is what I've been concerned about. This is, I'm going to let Alessandra, can you explain it? You can explain it better than I can. Unlocking Housing Choices. It's fine. It's a zoning initiative to create, to rezone and create more of the missing middle housing, more affordable housing. And so this would allow more housing on our individual lots, regardless of what the original idea was, the original zoning. So I would advise anybody and everybody to stay tuned to this the best you can. We'll keep people informed as well. This was only introduced last January and last January.
No, it's been going on for.
Yeah. So, and what was I going to say? Sorry. Anyway, it's due, at least it originally was due to be voted on by City Council by the end of the year. And this is really important for you all to know this. So there were some surveys done, and Linda's going to talk about the surveys regarding this. Unlocking housing.
So the reason I got into this was I was looking for information for the Sloan Lake Citizens Group newsletter, and I did find on the website for the Unlocking Housing Choices a lot of information about how they have reached out to the public to get input, and it's kind of interesting because there's still a lot of people who don't seem to know much about it. So, but apparently the Unlocking Housing Choices project team has been gathering feedback in various ways and analyzing it. And they started by assembling advisory committees made up of community members, housing advocates, developers, builders, and architects. They started looking at this idea of how to increase more middle housing, something not necessarily low income, but not market rate either, something in the middle to make things more affordable for more people. And so then they also have been working with the planning board and the city council and connecting with neighborhood groups. Melissa Horn from Amanda Sandoval's office did a presentation to our group, and city planning and development has done presentations at other RNO to reach out to people. They also had an online survey that was available in March and April, and they had community open houses and a virtual meeting and presentation. So they were focused on developing strategies to implement an existing plan for expanding housing choices. And they also had some focus groups with developers that did small scale projects and also affordable housing. And they actually have been having these advisory meetings for about a year. They started last July and are still going on. And then they did have a public meeting in our neighborhood at the Highland Rec Center on March 24th, and then at several other locations throughout the city. But as a result of the online survey in March and April, they found out they got 843 respondents. And one of the summaries is that certain things that people liked about housing in the new development in the neighborhood. They liked it when the homes were designed to fit the neighborhood with respect to size and setbacks and that kind of thing. They liked more use of brick and stone, pitched roofs and porches. They disliked the increasing size and bulk of the new homes and their boxy look. They support the idea of duplexes, triplexes, and ADUs in single-family neighborhoods. And they favor simplifying zoning codes, minimizing requirements, and increasing flexibility. They also had some comments and responses, in addition to the online survey, from the advisory committee meetings and on the website itself. And as you can see, some of the graphs show what people thought. And it's interesting, as you can see in the first one, people are either strongly in favor or strongly not in favor. Pretty close. That strong support. Street facing flexibility and support limiting the size of the houses. They again strongly support it, but there's a only there, that's you support allowing slightly larger structures when they contain more units while remaining house size. Again, it's the same type of pattern with strong support, but then there's some that strongly not support. And do you support limiting the size and height of new homes in residential neighborhoods and making upper floors less noticeable? There's kind of middle of the road on that one. Should new housing be allowed to have a larger footprint on the lot? It is built on without changing setback requirements. They do not support that fairly strongly. And what elements of the look and feel of your neighborhood are most important to you? I didn't see what those were. And then do you support allowing additional units on a lot when at least one of the units is affordable? Again, there's strong support, but then there is a strong, disapproval among some people. But generally, it has reflected general support for expanding housing options. But some people think that just changing the zoning is not going to make that much difference because they think other factors such as market forces and financial barriers and building code requirements would still make it so that it favor larger, more expensive homes rather than the smaller retaining units. A big concern was the definition of affordability, because a lot of these duplexes and ADUs, smaller structures are less expensive than the big single family homes, but they're still not affordable to everybody. There are a lot of people who still can't afford those. And so, that trying to decide what is considered affordable is an issue. And people worry about displacement and gentrification. And they want to make sure that this increases opportunities for more people to have home ownership. And while still preserving neighborhood character. There's also a lot of concern about parking, utilities, and open space. They want to, make sure that that's taken into account. But overall, they said that the feedback indicates general openness to the project's goals, but highlights the need to address feasibility, ensure meaningful affordability, tailor solutions to different neighborhoods, and provide clear implementation strategies. There are a couple of upcoming events that you might find interesting. There is a walking tour of missing middle developments in Swansea and Curtis Park. They have some of these structures that are similar to what they have in mind for this that have already been constructed in Swansea and Curtis Park. And on July 29th, from 4 to 6 in the afternoon, they are having a walking tour with us. And if you want to register for the walking tour, you need to email this Rob Hay, Haigh is his name. And his email is rob.hay@denvergov.net. I can give you individually if you want to know the email for them. There is also another advisory committee meeting. It's the 9th one from 4 to 6 on Thursday, August 20th at the Webb Building. So anybody can attend those, and they also record them. You can watch those. So that's about it.
Thank you. We are hoping to have somebody from community planning and development come talk more about unlocking housing choices in September. So, stay tuned for that.
No, they were city.
Citywide. Thank you. So, Alessandra, are you ready to go, or we can, are you? Alessandra Dominguez from Councilwoman Sandoval's office. You did? Okay. Let me just stop my share here. Here we go.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Alessandra Dominguez. I'm Sandoval, just like Deba said. And here's our July slide deck. Sounds like. I first want to begin by acknowledging saddened by the loss of Dominguez, who was a young member of community, 13-year-old boy who tragically passed away on June 10th. Our hearts go out to his family, his friends, and all who loved him. Losing a child is an immeasurable pain a family should ever have to endure. We extend our heartfelt condolences as they navigate this profound grief. We also recognize the impact this loss has on the school community, many Denver residents who've been affected by this tragedy. And we do hold the family in our thoughts and we stand with them during this devastating time. So for those who don't know, that was the young boy who was hit on pullbacks on the video scooter. So,
From Lake Middle School.
yeah. Sorry to begin with such a somber note, but that was really important for Deb, for us, to come and make sure that everyone knows how upset the community is about that. Moving on, if there's such a thing. Councilwoman Sandoval has monthly office hours. We just had our in-person office hours this past Friday. We have upcoming office hours on Friday, July 31st. Those are virtual from 11 until 1. We will also have office hours in August. Those are released on the 1st of each month. So if you can't get a slot to talk with her one-on-one this month, rest assured there will be plenty more opportunities. So for the Far Northwest Neighborhood Plan, I believe the advisory committee has already been notified if they have made the cut, so to speak. This is a plan involving Sloan's Lake, West Highland, Berkeley, Regis, and Inspiration Point neighborhoods. This helps the city and the neighborhoods decide what direction they want to see their neighborhoods go in the next 10 to 20 years. So we are currently in the kickoff process. If you'd like, you can sign up for email updates. You can watch a presentation, much more detailed than what I just gave regarding this neighborhood planning initiative. You can submit a comment or question. And you can also check out the webpage for yourself. I know that, I believe it was Will that came, or Fernando?
Fernando, yes.
Fernando came to this one, sorry. And did present on the Northwest Neighborhood Plan. We have some fun activities coming up. One of them is tomorrow. We host a free yoga series every summer. It's the third Wednesday of each month. So the next one is tomorrow at the historic Elitch Carousel Dome, which is in West Highland, not too far from here. It's a really cool event. If it's super hot outside, you're 100% in the shade, so you don't get too hot. And if it rains, it might. It did last year. Don't worry. Nobody got wet at all. No one got a single drop on them because we were under the carousel dome. It's like the perfect best of both worlds.
Let it rain.
It almost felt like we were at a retreat, like we were just watching it all fall while we were breathing. So if that's something you're interested in, please come. All levels welcome. If you want to just come and lay down on the mat, that's what it's there for. Like, no problem at all. So I hope to see you all there. Another free fun event we have coming up is on Friday, August 28th, 6 to 10 at Zoo Night Park. So that is our annual movie in the park and resource fair. We will be showing how to train your dragon. We are going to have over 25 different city agencies and outside organizations there. We'll have a live DJ. We're going to have a free rock climbing wall. We're going to have some food trucks. I'll be there. Amanda Sandoval will be there. So, good to see all of you there as well. And then going back to stuff that isn't free and fun. Well, I guess this is free and fun. Actually, you might be able to get money out of it. The Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, otherwise known as DOTI, is holding a stamp contest. So all residents are invited to submit a stamp that they would like to see in the new sidewalks. If you win, you could get $1,000. You will. You will get $1,000. All you have to do is submit your design by Friday, July 1st. As for the survey, Dottie is using the results to figure out how they want to tackle the sidewalk plan. So I took it the other day, asked questions like, would you rather see brand new sidewalks up to standard go in, or would you rather us redo the existing sidewalks and bring them up to? Which would you like first? Another question is, would you like to see us conquer the most challenging areas first, or go for the easy ones first? So they are going to use this feedback to help guide implementation plan. So your voice is 100% welcome. Please do take the survey. I took it. I'm really glad I did. That also closes Friday, July 31st. We have contacts for the Denver Police Department. We have the commander, the lieutenant, and technician Sanchez, one of your community resource officers. And then I also have ways to report crime. Something I always like to highlight is you can text 911 urgently if there's a situation where you feel like you can't make noise. I feel like that is a more recent technology and one that I wouldn't assume they have, but you can do it. Call, text, there's a non-emergency number, go online, you can walk into police headquarters, or you can submit a tip anonymous. Other places to have your voice be heard. So this is something I go over every month. The first is the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure Advisory Board. That deals with all things transportation infrastructure. So if you have a problem with trash, potholes, if you want to see more stop signs, that sort of thing. That is the second Tuesday each month at 4 p.m. via Zoom. We also have the Parks and Rec Advisory Board. So that's right in the name, Parks and Recreation. Anything you want to see at Sloan's Lake Park, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, second Wednesday each month at 5:30 p.m. via Zoom. The last one is the Commanders Advisory Group. So that's Denver Police Department. That's the third Wednesday each month. Not this month, this month. They skipped it. The next month will be at 6 p.m. and they're no longer hybrid. It's in person only. They alternate between 6 p.m. 10 a.m. So in August, it will be 6 p.m. In September, it will be 10 a.m. So that's an opportunity for you to go and talk to the commander directly, let them know what problem areas you're seeing, get answers and questions directly with BPD. They're also doing this new thing where they bring in like a guest speaker to go over specialized topics. So one of the meetings I went to, they discussed how they caught somebody for a crime they did in Denver and had to go to a different state, stake out the home and test DNA from a Chinese buffet he went to. So very in-depth, really interesting.
The August 17th.
Good.
So if that's something you're interested in, most people in this room are, please consider going to that meeting. This is something I also go over every month, but there's a twist this month. Every resident has 3 elected representatives on city council. So Councilwoman Sandoval, of course, but your 2 at-larges, and that's typically Councilwoman Parody and Councilwoman Gutierrez. Councilwoman Parody has announced that she will resign effective August 5th, which means you're down to 2 representatives. But there will be a special election in November. So 2 things, make sure you vote always. But secondly, if you would like to run, or somebody you know would like to run, there is a spot opening up previous to the typical election cycle. So that's something anybody is interested in. As long as they've lived in Denver for 2 years, they're good to go. And then lastly, you are not subscribed to our survey, or sorry, a newsletter. You can take your phone out right now, you can scan the QR code, you can sign up, you can get this information ahead of time and even more of it. And we put lots of stuff about District 1 in there. You can get that survey a little bit sooner for the sidewalks, the stamp contest, instead of waiting for me. I know it's great to see me, but you can get the information a little bit ahead of time. So, all that being said, are there any questions? Yes.
Said not so far. Serena Gonzalez. Okay.
Yes, Councilwoman Diana Romero Campbell is the new city council president as of yesterday. And Councilwoman Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez is the new council president. Councilwoman Sandoval was the previous council president for 2 years. That's right. And for 2 years before that, she was president. Of course.
Explain this sidewalks.
It is going to go on sidewalks. I don't know if it's every 100 feet or once in each neighborhood, but I do know the stamp will be letting sidewalks go. I think partially that, yes. Yeah, and also to decorative, give people a sense of ownership. And make Denver proud that someone from Denver made them art. The things we see every day.
On that note, that's a great question. Is it just one stamp then, or is it going to be a bunch of different?
No, it's one stamp. So
Okay,
you have to submit
the same.
there. I believe I read that there will be a panel made up of 5 individuals who will choose which stamp wins. But if you win, you get $1,000. So let's focus on how we can make money. Any other questions? All right, I'll be here. You know where to find.
I sure do. Thank you, Alessandra. And thank you for mentioning Daquan. And next, we're just going to give you all some updates. So let's see. Y'all, there is a town hall for the Colorado Connector. Everybody knows what that is? Okay. And that's actually tomorrow at 5 to 7 p.m. at the Colorado People Center. So that could be really interesting if you have time to do that. I'm going to try. Learn more about what's going on with it. Yes.
Just announced that there will be 2 new stops added to that. One is about the
That's right. Thank you for adding that. That is, yeah, so it does. It does. Yeah, really. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Good point. This has already been mentioned. I just wanted to let you all know that we plan on talking about the far northwest area plan as it's being created. And it's for the next 18 months. And it's community driven. So hopefully we'll be having discussions about what we want and updating you about what's been going on with it. So it doesn't start for a few months though, I think, or maybe it starts sooner. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. Make sure that. Okay.
Hey, Deb.
It certainly would, wouldn't it?
Deb,
Yes.
we people online, I don't know that there's many of us, but for the recording, we are not able to hear what the audience is saying.
Okay. Julie was just talking about, she's hoping that Sloan's Lake will be addressed in the area plan, and 100% it will be, you bet. And I'm sorry about that. We're still struggling with sound issues with the questions, and I'm sorry. For people who are interested in in traffic and engineering and the whole, how roads work and how can we improve our roads and make them more safe for pedestrians and cars. This looks like a really good documentary going on at Regis on July 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. And I plan on being there. Looks pretty interesting, and it looks like a really good panel of experts that you might recognize some of the names here. Yes, indeed. And Dr. Wes Marshall, too, a professor of civil engineering at CU Denver. And he wrote a book, too, called Killed by a Traffic Engineer. So anyway, we do have a happy hour coming up on August 5th. This time it's going to be at Hogshead Brewery. The usual hours from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. We like Hogshead Brewery. I believe that's where we had our very first happy hour, and it was really good. We enjoy. And apparently there's even more items on the menu than a pretzel. So that's good news. So please join us. They're a lot of fun. Also, our picnic, our annual picnic, is going to be here on the lawn in front of the Merritt House. And we'll be bringing food, but also people can bring food if they wish. And it was a real hit last year. It was a lot of fun. And I think you said you're going to be there, Lorraine, so that's great. So please join us, everyone. Should be fun. Yeah. You know what? Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. That's exactly right. Yeah, we did. I'm sorry about that. That's right. Tuesday, August 18th. Good catch. Is that your birthday or something? How did you catch that? Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, indeed. Tuesday, August 18th. Be here. Thank you. And then there's a run with Mothers Against Drunk Driving on August 1st, Saturday, August 1st. Mhm. Route follows Sloan's Lake. They are expecting 600 attendees. So yeah, if you're not running, keep this in mind too. If you're just trying to walk. Last month I shared a photo of a guy, an entrepreneur at Sloan's Lake who had a bakery in his back seat. It's called Backseat Bakery. This is this month's entrepreneurial effort. These guys are selling lemonade right next to that path around Sloan's Lake. And it's just so fun to see these people being so creative. Because there's so many people going around that lake. They're bound to make, he said they made $56 and that was so far that day. I think that's pretty good for a lemonade stand, don't you? So there you go. You want to make some money. I was wondering if anybody has any guesses what this is. You know? That's right. Water treatment barge. I saw that and I took a picture of it. And yeah, it has a bunch of different uses, but one of them is to put to combat phosphorus with another chemical called Phosphla. But it's supposed to be water-friendly chemical. So I just thought I'd see if anybody knew. And of course, you guys all know that at 2226 Federal, there's going to be a 7-story, 242 unit built there. We've talked about that. It's definitely still in the rezoning stage. That's right, you guys know where the Montessori is on Federal, that the Montessori is moving to Lakewood and they're building this building. And I just wanted to share it with folks. I just want people to be aware of this. This particular flyer actually points out some of the things that are unfortunate about this. One is the loss of privacy. Hundreds of apartment windows and balconies would look straight into homes, backyards, and rooftops. No fence blocks. Gee, this is so small, I can't even read it. You see, there's parking with no guarantee. A precedent for all of Federal. Shadows on Elliott Street. A 7-story wall shades homes, yards, and gardens for much of the afternoon. And one alley does it all. In other words, trash, deliveries, and move-ins for 242 units runs through alleys shared with, or an alley shared with Elliott Street homes. So I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is we presented all the great things that are happening. This flyer that I happen to see is presenting the not so great things. And I'm just wondering, does anybody here have any strong opinions either way about this building going up right there on 23rd and Federal? So, yeah.
The developer required in the unit.
Yes, that's very true. And that's an actual plus that we talked about. You bet. That's there you go. And that is exactly right. We have to,
Currently, they are providing parking.
Yeah.
Currently, the city said you don't have. One of our longtime members, Gil Martinez, lives at 20th and Grove. He's right on the corner on the manicured lawn. To the south of him, there's a derelict property. Been vacant for years. It has been recently sold to a developer. They're going to be putting in 22 units with 0 parking. And the street is already packed cars. So it will be a mess. But the city has this across the whole city. If the developer doesn't want to put them in, they don't have to put parking. And I would really hate it if I lived next door to them.
I just. It's to be.
But Gil said, it's, we go to pick them up for meetings and stuff in the evening, and there's, we have to park like in the right of way practically on the corner because there's no places to park currently. Because there's a lot of the slot homes that have 20 units at one parking place per unit, but people have more than one car already. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Gil will be sitting on his balcony.
Yeah. Say that again, please, Mary. Possibly. So one of our audience members was mentioning that it's going to be a horrible bottleneck at 22nd. Yeah, we'll have to see. Mentioning the affordability factor, that was how they were able to get 7 stories. Now, the whole thing isn't 7 stories. Part of it is 7 and part of it is 5 or 5, or is it 4 or 5? Okay. Right. So, right. Huh? So we can go over that again and show some renderings of this. Yes? It used to be the Safeway bakery. Was it cake? Just cake only. That's interesting. I thought it was a bakery in general. You could, I don't know, for those who have lived here a long time, you would drive by and just go crazy smelling it. It smelled so good. But yeah, it's going back a few, Tom.
And I just want to add to Tom's comment. I don't.
Hang on just a minute, Jennifer. We have a question. I'll get you next, Jennifer. I'm very sorry that I'm not even sure what the question was. Do you have any desire to come up here, Howard, and just, or if you don't, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just thought we would, try to tell myself, what did you just say you would, but what?
I don't think I can come up with
Oh, okay, that's okay. Okay.
most effective way of doing this.
Okay. And again, I don't know the question. I'm sorry for the audience.
City.
Okay. Why was the parking mandate something the city had to comply with for
Or the lifting.
the lifting of, okay. Okay, okay, all right. I'll bet they are. I bet they are. Okay. I'm sorry to the listeners. Okay. So Jennifer, you had a question.
I didn't really have a question. I'm just wanting to be supportive of the people who don't like that we don't have parking anymore. And that comes from, is that a state or a city law that zoning that they were able to ditch the parking?
I don't know
Do you
the answer.
remember? I forget.
State law and the city went along with it.
Yeah, that's what it was. But anyway, I don't think we should ever be quiet about that. We should always bring it to their attention that that's an epic fail. We are a city of what, 2 million plus people. And that seems like that is definitely in favor of the few instead of the many. So I just don't think we should ever be quiet about that. We should, at every opportunity, remind them that that was a huge miss.
Okay, Jennifer, thank you for that comment. Appreciate it. Moving on. This is in Jeff Park, but I wanted to share it because it looks like a fun event for people who have dogs. Dog Days of Summer over at Jefferson Park Playground, with smartest dog trick contest, fun, community, and puppies. I mean, you can't go wrong. And if I had a dog, I would go. I'm going to go anyway, just to see all the other dogs. And hopefully I'll see this lab. That is the cutest dog. Let's see. Whoop. I guess. That's right. Can you talk about that, Tom?
Don't know how many years they've been doing it, but Confluence Ministries have been doing a community fair at Papa Sanchez Park. I mean, they had it at Cheltenham and a few other places earlier, but for the last many years, it's been at Papa Sanchez after they renovated the park. And it's a community fair. They have bands, food vendors, actually pre-food giveaways. They have giveaways of bicycles for kids. Sounds like Citizens Group has had a booth canopy there, just letting people know about our group.
And will again this year?
Yes. And it's just a really fun thing. They've got a little splash park going for the kids to cool off. And
The live music was really good as well. Yeah, it's a great event.
the hours, I can't remember. Okay, 11 to 2.
Julie, you have a question? Okay, thank you for clarifying. Confluence Ministries is partnering with We Can, West Colfax Area Neighborhood Association, or United, yeah.
Resiliency quarter. And it's going to be a good opportunity given to give input to we're gonna have 14 and those streets, it's easier to big one. Big opportunity to give
Thank you, Julie. Julie, yeah, so there is, she said there's a resiliency corridor that's going to be built on 14th between, do you know the streets? Does it start at Perry or does it?
no.
Anyway, and okay, it's really awesome. Some of the plans, I've seen them myself. And you can give your input there at this event on August 1st. And again, it's at Paco Sanchez Park. And
And
we'll see you there.
Did notice the other day on Colfax, they are planting the trees in the medians that we griped about. They wanted to have no landscaping, and we said, yes, we want landscaping. And I thought some unfortunate people in the hot sun planting trees, but
Oh,
it'll
man.
be wonderful.
Yes, yes. The ones further down in Lakewood are really beautiful. So if they do anything even close to that, it'll look great. I just wanted to mention I'm a tree keeper at the Food Forest at Lake Middle School, and we're always looking for people who like to garden and help maintain. And it's a food forest, so it's basically plants that produce food, or if they don't produce food, they might add some nitrogen to the surrounding plants. It's interesting, and please feel free to email me if you're interested. Thank you. It's new as of last year. They don't own lots. It's basically Denver Urban Gardens, got a bunch of volunteers. That's what these pictures are. It's not like these people are hanging out there now, but they helped plant out this entire food forest. And but the only people taking care of it are 3 tree keepers. And, you know, there's pruning involved. There's a lot of weeding, there's watering, and, you know, it's a lot. It is partly, but not 100% because that would not be good. But no, it's definitely partly shaded, but there's plenty of sun there too. So people who are sensitive to the sun could work in the shade. So let's see, does anybody, I think that was last year. I'll just repeat that at 23rd and Federal, it's going to be crispy cone. I think you all know that. This is kind of give you an idea of the kind of ice cream they serve. It's pretty fancy stuff. So, and that's where their petunias used to be. No, I have no idea. Yeah, they moved to Sunnyside. That's right. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Mary was saying, oh, wow. Okay. Mary was saying that the petunias moved to 38 and Inca and 41st. I'm sorry, I misheard you. In Sunnyside, and they have longer hours and more space. Gotta go. For sure, they were great. But I just, yeah, I think we're done with all of the extra things. I guess the only other thing I'd like to say is we have sent out a survey. We would really appreciate it. If people have any ideas or input, to please fill out the survey. And I think that's it, unless anybody has anything else. Ooh. Over $500,000 Powerball, you should do it so that you can help Sloan's Lake. 500 million. Yeah. That might take care of it, Tom said. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We're actually ending early, if you can believe it. And we really appreciate you all. Thank you. I hope to see you all at the picnic.
Thank you, Deb.
Hi, Steve.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you. Always good to see you and take care.